studies, and there are so many services at your disposal. Our library staff, learning advisors, lecturers, wellbeing and student life team are all here to help you succeed.
When you need a quiet place to study or a room for group work, there are plenty of spaces on campus to focus or collaborate. From ebooks, journals and databases, you can access everything you need for your studies on campus or online from wherever you are.
The library is so much more than books. There are heaps of tools and tech you can use like printing, photocopying, scanning, borrowing laptops, podcasting or STEM equipment. If you get stuck with finding resources, the library staff are here to help.
For one-on-one support with academic writing, referencing or research, book a session with the library staff or learning advisors. These sessions are booked through the library website but available in person or online. Also, students have free access to online tools such as Grammarly, Studiosity and EndNote.
One of the first things you will do is complete your Academic Integrity module. Academic integrity is all about doing your work with honesty, trust, fairness, respect and responsibility. All new students are required to complete AIM within the first 2 weeks of study. Also, check out the Generative Artificial Intelligence module on your Moodle dashboard. While you're there in Moodle, check out the Orientation and Student Support module for extra help and information.
To make the most of everything the library has to offer, it's important to stay organised. There are key resources like the library website, subject-specific LibGuides and referencing LibGuides, all designed to help you with your studies. So bookmark these in your browser.
The library is offering several tours throughout orientation week, so make sure to register for one. Spots are limited, so book through the library website now.
I really appreciated the help of the library staff. They helped me find the right textbooks for my work, they helped me to do my referencing for my assignments, and they helped me find all the right resources. I also really appreciate the help of Studiosity, giving my assignments feedback before submission.
As you begin your studies here at Avondale University, remember that we are all here to help you succeed. Take advantage of everything that's available to you here. Welcome to Avondale, and we wish you all the best with your study.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Meg, I'm the head librarian here at Avondale, and from the Library and Academic Support Services team, I wish you a very warm welcome to Avondale 2025. So I hope you enjoyed that little overview of the academic support services that are available to you. We're just going to dig in a little deeper to a couple of things this morning. I know that starting university can feel like an overwhelming experience, as much as it is exciting. So I hope by the end of this short session that you'll feel a little bit more confident in the support services that are available to you and how to access them. So yes, thank you. Located on campus, the library is open Sunday to Friday, and we're more than just books. So it's a place to study, to gather, to collaborate and to access all sorts of academic support. So I encourage you to make the most of the spaces and the resources and services. So meet your library team. We're here to help you find resources, navigate databases, and develop your research skills. While we each have different areas of focus, our goal is the same, helping you succeed. So if you need support, don't hesitate to reach out. As you saw in the video, the library provides a range of services to support your studies, including study spaces and facilities, learning sessions and workshops, research collections and technology, and learning advisor support. So the earlier that you engage with these services, the more you'll benefit in your learning, your progress, and your marks. And Jill will go through some of these in more detail shortly. So you can make the most of your library by staying connected. We have the library website, we have social media, and you can also jump on the library website to book a library tour over this week as well if you don't get a chance to come into the library today. And our services, you can come in person. We're also online via Zoom, email, phone, and also obviously phone. And you can find what you need. So search the library catalogue for books, articles and more, and book study spaces and services via the library website. Okay, a couple of key things to point out as you start your academic journey. Academic integrity might be a new term for you, but at its core, it simply means learning and demonstrating your knowledge with honesty, trust, fairness, respect, and responsibility. To help you understand what this looks like in practice, all new students are required to complete Avondale's Academic Integrity module, otherwise known as AIM, within the first 2 weeks of starting your course. AIM is available through Moodle and takes around 2 hours to complete, but you can save your progress and return to it. And in just a moment, Roger will come up and show you how to access AIM through your Moodle dashboard. And another concept that may be new but is very important as a student is copyright. So in simple terms, you can't copy, use or modify someone else's copyrighted material without permission, unless an exemption applies under Australian copyright law. However, as a student, you have some special allowances for research and study, as long as your use is considered fair. So fair usually is considered up to 10% of a book or one chapter or one article of a journal issue. So for guidance, we do have the copyright website on the webpage on the Avondale website, and we also offer advice in the library, so you can book that via the library website. And I'll now hand you over to Jill, who will take you through the academic support services available to you.
Thanks, Meg. Okay, I've got bigger pieces of paper because of, I'm older than Meg. Okay, at Avondale we want to make sure you have the academic skills you need to succeed. The library staff and learning advisors offer a range of tailored academic support. Our library staff can help with research skills, academic integrity, copyright, digital literacy, reference management tools like EndNote, information literacy and referencing. Our other team, our learning advisors team, provides support with academic writing, including concept mapping, formatting, structure and time management. If you need help with numeracy, maths or statistics, specialist learning advisors are available. For students who speak English as a second language or dialect, support is available for academic writing, proofreading and editing. In your library goodie bag, I hope you all got one. If you didn't, pop into the library and we'll give you all of the little bits and pieces that you might have missed out on. But there is information in there and an invitation for you to attend some of our introduction workshops, introduction to Moodle, introduction to referencing and introduction to EndNote. Some of the topics that we are going to be covering will be interactive, so bring along your laptops and we can have those in person as well as online. Some of our digital resources also are available to you, our LibGuides, which are amazing. They're designed for you per subject area, and they're a fantastic place for you to start your journey on finding out what your topic is all about. Okay, we skip to Studiosity. Studiosity is one of our key platforms that we offer to you free, where you can actually go in and put in an assignment and get help and feedback 24/7. So that's an awesome repository for you. And I move on to the next one. And Roger's now going to talk to us about the tools and systems we have in place.
Thank you, Jill. All right, let's see if the IT pixies are in our favour. Any minute now. it just the display thing again? Sorry folks, we were just tempting fate and trying to swap one computer to another. And that's looking better. No? We're good. All right. He says confidently. Oh. Okay. Okay, that's making it a little tricky. Oh, hey, how about that? Thank you. Thank you. Yes, if I may quote from one of the great universal books of wisdom, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, don't panic. It's very good advice. And yeah, indeed, don't panic. I know that on a morning like this, it's a lot of information. So one thing I think it's important is don't feel like you're expected to memorise all this stuff. A lot of this is just trying to plant the seed of remembering a few little things so that in the next few days think, oh, what was that guy talking about? What was that thing they mentioned? And that might come back. Really important thing, in fact, that Meg's no doubt sort of reiterating with a lot. The library's a great spot to go as a starting point for finding stuff out. I'll be showing some stuff here that's to do with IT, for example. But sometimes it can be difficult to think, well, where do I start? Where do I start to solve that little problem? And go into the library because there's generally always going to be someone there who can point you in the right direction. Anyway, to try and move this along after that brief interlude, I just want to quickly talk about some of the systems that you'll become very familiar with it very quickly, hopefully. One of which is our learning management system. We already mentioned this site just here, which is the orientation student support site. Very good one to get onto. But before we do that, the learning management system you will use a lot in your study at Avondale. Some of you will be familiar with learning management systems. They're generally going to be associated with most of the courses of study that you're going to do, different units, etc. But we also put a lot of supporting information inside Moodle sites. If you haven't already done it, when you first start your investigations into all things IT at Avondale, you'll probably be hit with a screen like this. Most of the systems just require your Avondale credentials. So in most of the cases of students, that's going to be your student ID, it's like an email type address, and then a password. If you haven't quite got that far just yet, that might be some assistance you'll need from IT, but once you've got that information, you should be able to get into most of our systems. So you log into that, and then that will take you into your Moodle home screen, which I'll just go back to that. Whereupon you might find, depending on what course of study you're doing, you might find slightly different information. Generally speaking, there's two quick ways. I won't go through all of this right now because you will find on the orientation site some tutorials on this. But just very quickly, the dashboard will typically show most of the critical units and different things you're going to need to know about. If by chance you can't find what you're looking for, back on the main home screen in Moodle, you'll find there is a little search. Okay, so you can search for any of the sort of particular courses that you're looking for. We just mentioned then one of great importance, which is the academic integrity module. Just go into the correct one, which is that one just there. Okay, so this is something, particularly all new students, it's a mandatory thing that you have to do. But generally speaking, that's how you can access most of the Moodle things that you'll be looking for. Okay, a couple of other quick things just to be aware of. Just try and go through these one at a time. Be aware, and I know you're being aware, that as a student of Avondale, you also get access to a couple of different supporting systems, one of which is the Microsoft 365 suite. So that actually is quite useful because it's not only, I don't know why they're now calling it Microsoft 365 Copilot app. It's a bit misleading. It is in fact the full, what we once used to think of as Office. Okay, so you get all the apps. If we just quickly look at that. Rightio. So it's all the things you'd sort of generally be familiar with, but remember that also now includes things like Teams and OneDrive and all the other bits and pieces. Some of you may already have a preferred system that you're used to using, Google Docs, etc., etc. We would really strongly encourage you to use the Office 365 system because it's very comprehensive. Not only that, though, it's giving you sort of full privacy protection of all the information and things that you'll be working on, which is not always can be said for some of the other systems you might be using. So we would encourage that. One of the things in there that you do get access to, as I said, is OneDrive, which gives you a cloud-based system where you can save all of your information, share information, etc. Teams is part of that. Teams is just, I'm sure you're familiar with Teams, it's one of those sort of online cloud-based meeting systems. I'll also take this opportunity to mention Zoom. So once again, your Zoom, your Avondale credentials will get you into your Avondale Zoom account. Now, Zoom is used a lot throughout a lot of the units for both class meetings, etc., etc. So again, it's just that little reminder that you do get full access to that. Okay, so these are all sorts of things that sort of over the next few days you can start to investigate and look at downloading if you're using your own devices. Most of these things also have cloud-based applications as well, so you can use them via a browser. And one other system, one other tool I'll mention that once again you also get access to is Grammarly. Now again, you've probably heard of Grammarly. There's like a free version of Grammarly, but we give you access to the full-blown version of Grammarly. So Grammarly is an assistive tool that helps you with your spelling, grammar, etc., but anyone who might have already used that knows that it goes a bit beyond that. I will just take the opportunity to briefly mention too that Grammarly now includes an AI assistant in there. Now, your course coordinators and various people will probably talk to you a little bit further about that. There's some technicalities that all students will need to be aware of when they're using Grammarly, particularly that side of Grammarly. But anyway, I won't go on about that just for the moment, to just keep in mind that once again, this is a premium version that you guys can get access to. And I think that was probably about all I was going to ramble on about just for the moment. I was just going to give a shout out to tech services. They may well become your friends if you are having, in fact, they will definitely become your friends if you're having any technical issues with anything you're trying to do. As I said, if you're unsure how to make contact with the IT folks, you'll find that on the Avondale website there's links to how you can go about doing that sort of thing. But again, don't panic. If you get stuck and you're not sure what to do, as I said before, the library is a really good starting point because it's pretty easy to find the library. There's always staff that are very knowledgeable about many different systems, and if they can't immediately fix the problem for you, they will be able to pass you on in the right direction to someone who can. Okay. So I think I will shut up now after all these IT shenanigans, and I believe I might pass on now to Lynette.
Thank you. I don't. Good morning. My name's Lynette. I'm a lecturer in the School of Arts and Business, and I'm going to talk to you about two really important documents that you need to be familiar with as you start your journey as a student. Every unit, individual unit that you study, comes with a Moodle page, which is the online repository of all the information about that unit. The very top of that will be links to two important documents. There's one called the student outline, the unit outline, and one's the unit information document. The unit outline is kind of an outward-facing document. It's not just for you. It's for the lecturers, it's for the school, it's for the university when they accredit every unit against every other university in Australia. It has the outcomes of that unit in it, which means it says, this is what we know you will have learned by the end of this unit. So that's the unit outline. The one that's for you is the student information document. This is your love letter from your lecturer telling you how to pass this particular unit. It will have a list of all the assessments, what percentage they're worth, what word count you need to do to pass it. There'll be a rubric and a list of, what a good assessment looks like. There will also be a list of what the lectures will be for the semester and what dates they will be on. Every single thing you need to know will be in there. There will also be a very important segment that says, how do you pass this? And everyone will be different. So have a look carefully at each unit information to see, do I have to get 50% in every assessment? Do I have to get 50% all up? What is it that I have to do for this one unit? So those are your important documents. I recommend downloading that UI and keeping it on your desktop, but most lecturers will go through it with you in your first class. That's the one you need. Thanks.
Thanks, Lynette. Okay, just to wrap up, and before I touch on well-being, I just wanted to quickly circle back to generative artificial intelligence. So I'm sure by now you're all familiar with Gen AI. You may know it as an example, ChatGPT. So it is technology that can generate text, images, and code in response to a prompt. So while Gen AI can be useful, it must be used responsibly with responsibility to uphold academic integrity. So what you'll also notice in your unit guides, unit information, is that Avondale goes by the green lights, traffic light system, So you'll see for your assessments, and it should be very explicit about what the expectations are from your lecturers and teaching staff. So green means go for it. It's, endorsed for that assessment. Orange means either limited or very prescribed use, so maybe for certain elements only, and then red is not allowed at all. So I just really encourage you, obviously this is a new space that learning happens within, just to be really mindful and make sure that you are conducting your learning and sharing your knowledge in an honest way, and adhering to the guidelines for doing that. And if you do have any questions or you're unsure, your lecturers are there to help you, and I just encourage you to make most of them and ask all the questions that you have. Okay, so beyond academic support, your well-being matters. And you saw this morning in the welcome program, there's so many amazing things going on here. So you are really blessed to be a part of this Avondale community. But Avondale does offer a range of services to support you through your journey. We believe in holistic, healthy living. Your emotional, spiritual, and physical health are just as important as your studies. Whether you're on campus or studying online, help is available whenever you need it. So we do have counselling services. You can see up there the list of them. Confidential counselling is available for study-related concerns, personal challenges, and mental health support. We have qualified Christian counsellors here to assist you. And academic counselling is also available through your course conveners, head of school, and academic office. We also have security officers who patrol campus to maintain a safe and secure environment. And Avondale is also committed to inclusivity, equality, and respect for all students, and support services are available for students with disabilities. And also financial support. So Avondale offers scholarships and financial aid, including the Economic Hardship Grant, to help reduce study costs. And you heard from Student Life this morning, but I'll just point out that Student Life team provides information on accommodation, campus dining, sports, fitness, spiritual life, and student associations. So get involved through on and off campus activities, team sports, and community service to connect with fellow students and enrich your Avondale experience. So where to find access to all these support services? There is a Student Support Services webpage on the Avondale website, and it's your go-to for counselling services, campus security contacts, mental health and family violence support, equity and disability registration, financial aid applications, and policy and community services. So that brings us to the end of this session. Thank you all for your time. I do wish you an amazing semester ahead, and I look forward to seeing you in the library soon. I'll now hand you over to Malcolm.
Thank you very much to our student support services. We're going to use this piece of time now to do something very, very special. So just relax for a little longer. I'm going to also just introduce to you Professor Paul Race. Professor Paul Race is the Deputy Vice-Chancellor for Academic Matters, so all kinds of things to do with the academic program for which you are primarily here. Paul manages those and he is very, very good at what he does, so I'm grateful to have a chance to introduce him to you. We're going to just pause for a moment to acknowledge some of our students who are recipients of awards from last year. They have been made aware of these awards and they're familiar with them. Our very first value, and we don't have many, we just have a few values, but the very first one is excellence. And you just saw some ideas around how you can achieve and tap into some resources that are made available to you to do your very, very best. So just for a moment, we want to acknowledge some of the students who have excelled at Avondale in the previous year. Before we do that, it's really important because the people who provide these awards, and they include a certificate and they include remuneration and a prize. It's really important that we thank them and acknowledge them. In some instances, this is a family gift that they give every year. In some instances, it's in memory of a family member who was on staff or who was a student or who had a lot of association with this institution. And so it's a very important part of what we do, to acknowledge the donors who provide the money that makes this work. And lastly, we do it now to inspire you. We want you to set your hearts and minds on being the very best student you can be. Already you've heard enough information to blow your poor old neurons out, but over time, that information that you have just heard will all become second nature. First few weeks, it's all a bit strange. If you've just come out of school, then you know a lot about using IT, AI, accessing libraries, using Moodle. If you've been a while since you were a school student, grab the opportunity to get to know things quickly, ask early and learn as quickly as you can how to be successful. So just for a moment, we are going to acknowledge the students who are recipients of these awards, and we've got particular people who will be congratulating them. Let me begin with the School of Arts and Business. The Alan and Andrea Steele Huguenot History Prize. The recipient is Olivia Morton, who you have met earlier, Olivia, and the provider of the handshake, the glamorous handshake, will be Dr. Lynette Lounsbury, head of our School of Arts and Business. Our second award today is Avondale Conservatorium Musicianship Prize, which goes to Carissa Van Deventer. Presenting the award is Dr. Alita King, the head of our conservatorium. Third acknowledgement we'd like to make this morning is the David Clark Harmony and Composition Prize, which is awarded to Amy O'Rourke, and again presented by Alita King. The last one from the School of Arts and Business is the George Greer Memorial Academic Excellence Prize, goes to Shona Bolst, and again, Alita King will be the presenter of that award. Is Shona here? Coming now. That's all right. It's good. All right, can you give those recipients a quick round of applause? The last three awards all have to do with students who have been part of the Avondale Seminary. The first is the Arthur Furch Prize for Greek Studies, which goes to Christy Chen. It will be awarded by Dr. Wendy Jackson, the head of the Avondale Seminary. Thank you, Christy. The Bill Maher Institute of Public Evangelism Prize, that's a pretty big title for a prize, is awarded to Benji Ornalas, who has come with his family all the way from Perth just to be here to receive this. And Dr. Nick Cross is going to be joining us to congratulate Benji. Two recipients of the Clifford Anderson Ministry Prize. Michael Falkulen, who you've met a couple of times already, and Rex Valoa. Again, the award will be provided by Dr. Wendy Jackson. Congratulations to those recipients, and thank you very much for joining us for this part of the program.
Hey, just before you all leave, my name's Calvin Dever. I'm the Chief Students and Engagement Officer. I'm here to make sure that you all have a good time and stay safe on campus. But more importantly, today is the day when I'm here to tell you that if you'd like lunch and you didn't bring it, or if you're a resident on campus, or if you're staff or otherwise, there's a free lunch after you've done your sessions with the course conveners. There's a free lunch over at 7, so everyone's welcome. See you there.
Thank you so much to all of our lecturers and staff that have just walked us through some of the academic elements of campus. We are now going to split off into our course convener groups. So depending on what you're studying, we are now going to split off so that you can have a talk to some of your lecturers and your course conveners about some more subject-specific details of your course. So we're going to go through these one at a time. I'll run through all of them so you know where everyone's going, and then we can point each group in the right direction. So on my right, your left, here down by the stage door, if you just head through that door, that will be where the nursing students are going to meet. So if you're studying nursing, you're just going to head down here through these doors. If you are studying ministry and theology, you're going to head down through these doors, so on your right, just down by the front here. If you are studying arts, so anything in the arts realm, you guys are going to be headed to the back door on the right-hand side, so that'll be your right, up here. If you are studying counselling, you're going to head to the back door on the left-hand side. If you are doing teaching, we need you to stay here. And if you're doing business or any kind of our vet degrees, you're going to be heading to the mezzanine floor, which is just out through either of these back doors, upstairs onto this little platform here. And finally, if you're doing the undergraduate cert, you're going to be meeting by the welcome desk in the foyer. So we will go through those one by one. If you're doing nursing, you're welcome to stand up. You guys are going to be heading down on my right, down to this section over here, following your nursing lecturers. If you are studying ministry and theology, you're going to be heading down through these doors now, so you're welcome to come. If you are studying arts, you guys are going to be heading back door of your right-hand side, just back here. And if you're doing counselling, you're going to be headed through the back door on your left-hand side. Teaching students, you're welcome to just stay here. Our business and vet students, if you guys want to head out through either of the back doors and head up to the top level on the mezzanine floor. And our undergraduate cert students, if you guys want to head to the welcome desk in the foyer. Thank you. Cool. Is that all good? I'll now hand over to the education lecturers.